Vanessa Freeman.
And I'm Craig Treadway, and before you get your bike ready for Bike to School Day, parents definitely warm up, all right? We don't want any embarrassing moments this morning. Let's begin the morning with a look at your weather and traffic. Alex Lee is checking on the roads for you in just a moment.
And meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden has our hump day forecast. Good morning.
Good morning. Depending on what time, it's a great bike to school, bike to work kind of day. Because as you can see, we're tracking storms. A lot of that moisture, a lot of that severe weather coming in from pretty much the nation's midsection. It's actually made its way here, just off to our west. If you can look tracking in the coming hours, and that could spell some heavy downpours in spots. This warm front is expected to lift. We'll be in that warm sector depending on how far north. That is going to be dependent upon what we'll get out of this. We'll time it all out for you. Severe.
4:02 on your Wednesday morning, and here's a look at a map because we have a couple of issues. 46 eastbound is closed from Teaneck Road down to the Turnpike in the Hackensack Ridgefield Palisades Park area. This is because of a crash. We also on this map have construction causing delays western spur of the Turnpike. It's actually closed on
your bike chain there. Let's get a quick look at our weather with meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden. Give us a little good news.
Well, we don't want the wrench in the bike chain, that's for sure. But the good news is that depending on the time that you leave, will be dependent upon whether or not you're going to run into these potential showers, heavy downpours. We're tracking moving in from Pennsylvania now. Right now, it looks like the window of opportunity is anytime between 6 and around 9, 10 o'clock. And I know that doesn't really help because folks are headed off to school during that time. Right at around 7 o'clock hour, I'm seeing a line come through the city. We'll see if that materializes and holds up. But it's important to stay tuned so you can get a gist of the timeline. 68 degrees if you're headed out right now. It's pretty dry. Humidity at 73%. Algae report shows moderate. Those trees, well, one thing's for sure, the rain will help to wash some of the pollen out of the atmosphere. Let's take a look now. 7, that's your UV index. Burn time around 30 minutes. Don't forget the sunscreen, very important, especially if you're going to be biking today. 48, that's your air quality. We're below 50. And here's a look at the next 3 days. So we're tracking showers and storms. We talk about that window of opportunity during the morning commute. And then temperatures on a decline, struggling to get to 60 by Friday. More showers on the way, Alex.
I don't like that decline, but it is what it is. George Washington Bridge, lower level. We are closed for construction in both directions. It is the usual at the Holland, outbound closed, inbound 1 lane blocked. And at the Lincoln Tunnel, they do have the South Tube closed this morning. For road work, it's not affecting your ride. You're getting in and out just fine still. And all of this construction, as per usual, scheduled to run through 5 a.m. For now, Vanessa, Craig, sending it back to you.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. 4:12 here. Coming up, the state monitor now in place at a New Jersey school district to help correct some financial mismanagement.
Like the invitation. Yes, giving. I want the red carpet on Instagram for that.
Yes, I'm going to watch
but
it,
I love
stream
that
it live.
They're recreating some of the Met Gala looks.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm interested in seeing how that all pans out, and maybe we could do like a side-by-side. Who wore it best?
It's all about the third Monday in May.
Yes.
Let's just hope that nobody soils the red carpet.
Oh, I doubt that will happen. They don't want to mess up their, their avant-garde, their get-up.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I feel like Linus and Lucy need to be on that carpet.
Oh, I'm sure if a certain person had her way, they would.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on weather-wise. I can't wait for that as well. It's going to be a great time. Right now, not such a great time. We're tracking showers and storms. That's moving in from Pennsylvania. As you can see, plenty of lightning strikes here, and this is expected to push further east. What I'm noticing now is that it's a weakening, and we imagine that to happen because remember, in the nation's midsection, places like Oklahoma saw some really bad outbreaks as a result of that. It weakens as it pushes further east. It's interacting with that marine layer, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. We're at a deficit, though, in terms of rain. So we do need the rain in our neck of the woods. We're at a surplus in the temperature category. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. It's inching a little closer, and now the clouds are starting to move through across New Jersey, and that's a precursor for these showers to ignite. Now to our south and west, particularly parts of Illinois, southeastern Missouri, there's a tornado watch in play. We are not looking at that. Remember what I said, marginal risk of severe weather. That's like a 1 out of 5. So very small chance of a tornado, damaging winds and hail, but the potential is there in some spots if it does hold up in some areas. But what we're looking at right now, this warm front is expected to move through. We'll be within that warm sector. Once these showers and potential storms move through, things are going to heat up during the day. Sky's going to clear out. Right now we're at in the upper 60s. Nice range for you, 50s and 60s this morning. We anticipate a warm up into the 70s and even 80s. Some coastal sections may only get into the 60s, but here's what. As the timeline continues here around the 6 o'clock hour, some spotty showers, and look how things are mainly green. That's indicative of pretty much light to maybe pockets of moderate rain coming through. Should be clearing out by around the 10 o'clock hour, maybe some leftover sprinkles at around 11 o'clock, and then we clear out. But notice the winds coming off of the water. That adds some stability to the air. So you may notice some stratus clouds forming, and that's aiding in kind of stabilizing things, so it's weakening those storms. As we head into the evening hours, there's a potential for some pop-up showers or storms. Remember, we have that convective, which means that things are going to heat up, and that's going to allow for the Mother's Day. Skipping ahead, showers possible. It's going to be unsettled through the weekend. Alex, over to you.
Dan, thank you so much. 422 live look at the FDR Drive at 96th Street north-south, up and down the east side. Everything looks good. We're also off to a good start traveling along the west side of town right now at this hour. Subways, 1, 2, and 3 trains running with delays. This is unplanned track maintenance. We do have the planned track work. It's affecting these 9 lines, so, excuse me, that's 4, 8, 11. There we go, math. 11 lines running with delays and service changes until 5 a.m. as per usual. And so far, so good. All of our rails, they are on or close to schedule. Alternate side parking rules are in effect today. Vanessa and Craig, back to you.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. Coming up, there are women in construction breaking barriers.
We'll have more on
In our neck of the woods, we'll let you know after the break. Freeman will let you know when you should expect that.
Okay.
All right.
And before I do the traffic, I had the esteemed honor yesterday. I spent my morning with Craig and then my afternoon with Mrs. Craig. Look who I ran into at an event yesterday. Mary. Hi, are you Craig Treadway's wife? And she was like, who's asking?
Oh, she was like,
Why do you want to know?
Are you?
But it was beautiful. We had such a nice time.
She loves you. She said you are the sweetest person.
She lies.
Yeah, well, you know.
She's beautiful, and we had a great time. I got a day full of Treadways yesterday.
Oh,
lucky me.
The woman keeping him in check.
I know, really.
I was wondering where this was going. I said, what? You spend the afternoon with who? Okay. All right.
Craig's like,
You're just dishing a little bit.
oh, yeah. Craig was like, my ears are ringing.
No, Craig was napping. That's where Craig
There
was
you
going.
go.
I didn't answer the phone.
Oh, yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's talk about the morning commute after.
You over Linus's snoring.
Oh, that little puppy. Oh, my goodness. Okay, live look at Route 3. We're in great shape here. Everything is flowing freely east and west. Early start to your ride by MetLife Stadium in the American Dream Mall. It's going to be fine. An update for you on Route 46. So this was a full closure. It's now just 2 lanes closed. It's a crash involving a fuel spill. So eastbound at the New Jersey Turnpike, we do have those 2 lanes blocked off. Ongoing cleanup and repairs. And then nearby, Western Spur, still closed on the northbound side. That should be clearing hopefully sooner rather than later. Alternate side parking rules are in effect today. Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden back next with the forecast.
It's a dry start to the day. If you're near coastal sections, you may notice some areas of fog may develop, but we're also looking at showers, potential storms that may develop. Now it looks a little weaker as it heads further east, but right now things are really firing up across central Pennsylvania. As you can see, the radar is picking up some rotation. When that happens, it's something that we pay close attention to because we want to see if that materializes any further. One thing's for sure, plenty of lightning strikes to go along with that. It's a pretty sizable cell there that we're tracking. So as it pushes further east, it will be diffused somewhat by that marine layer. We talked about that onshore flow as that stable layer may weaken these storms that are coming through the area, but it's something that we're continuing to watch. Tornado watch is well outside of our coverage area, but we're paying close attention. Places like Kentucky, parts of Arkansas, it looks like, but we'll continue to comb through that, let you know what develops. But right now, higher temperatures, it's going to be warm, and right now not so warm. It's cool, it's mild, it's comfortable, but certainly things are going to be heating up. We'll talk about that coming up, Craig. An isolated shower or thunderstorm later on today. Very slim chance of that happening, but I wanted to bring that to you because it's very, very important. Also very important, air temperature versus car temperatures. After 10 minutes, it could get as high as 104. Air temperature at 85. Very important. Look before you lock. We'll have more on the updates for you weather-wise. We'll send it over to Alex Lee with your traffic update.
Stacy-Ann, thank you so much.
Bad.
Not bad at all. Alex Lee's going to have more on the commute, but meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden is going to tell you what it's going to be like weather-wise and also that first pitch.
Yes, I mean, double win for New York, by the way. I love that. Yeah. And sticking with the theme, the Yankees will be playing tonight, and it looks like things should be a go. 82, first pitch getting underway. The Houston Astros go for another win. Fingers crossed. I think it'll happen. An isolated shower possible. I mean, that's a very small chance of that happen, but wanted to, again, update you accordingly. So early this morning, greater chance of that. We're tracking it window between 6 and around 10 from west to east. So not everybody's going to get it all at the same time, but we're picking up a strong line. So that is the window of opportunity. Temperatures will be well above average. It's going to feel like summer, guys, seriously. And then temperatures will be on a decline. We have more unsettled conditions to have to contend with. So there are those showers coming in from eastern Pennsylvania. This is that piece of energy that brought in severe weather across the Midwest and across places like Oklahoma. We got a piece of that energy being extended further south as well, where there's a tornado watch for places like southern Illinois and parts of Kentucky, as well as down in toward Arkansas. Something that we're going to continue to watch is the severe weather potential for us. It's a 1 out of 5, but certainly a slight chance of damaging winds, some hail, and of course heavy downpours. So that warm front will continue to lift, and we have that trough in anticipation of that as well, providing that added lift and instability. So that's going to come through close to around the 6 o'clock hour. It kind of falls apart. We're looking at various models. This is another one that we look to. And remember our last model indicating that things are weakening as it continues to push further east, but there may be some cells that'll hold up, especially across New Jersey before reaching the city, and then it'll continue to weaken, and some areas could get those heavy downpours, and there could be some potential for just some damaging winds in spots. Let's skip on over to our 7 greater chance, and even in the weekend, clouds will be on the increase. Late night showers into Mother's Day, something we're also watching for you. We'll send it over to you, Alex.
Mother's Day. Stacy-Ann, thank you so much. 450 live look right now at the Grand Central Park.
Through there is a trough, and taking a look at our severe outlook now, it kind of breaks down levels here. Level 1, there is a potential for maybe isolated thunderstorm. There could be short-lived, and of course gusty winds that could lead to some damage, and the possibility of hail is still there. Now we have coastal concerns, which we'll talk about coming up. Let's talk traffic with Alex. Even some storms, if this really does hold up. I'll be on the safe side. I'd skip today, but I know it's the thing that's happening, but definitely make the right choice and the safe one. So we are tracking these showers and storms that are firing up. Moving that again, there's some Ohio Valley. So certainly it won't be as strong for us, but it looks like some of those cells will have embedded in them some heavy downpours. This is what it looks like at around 8 o'clock. That's why I'm saying, well, maybe biking May 10, then things should really die down. But across the Long Island there, South Shore, because of that onshore flow, a lot of rain, at times maybe moderate to heavy, right at around the pre-dawn hours on Friday. And you'll need the rain gear as we head through the day on Friday as well. Temperatures on Friday, by the way, will struggle to get to 60. Then it stays pretty unsettled right through Saturday morning, something that we're going to continue to watch. I mean, this right now looks like it stays pretty unsettled right through Mother's Day. Struggling to get to 60. More showers on the way, and it looks like Mother's Day will be in this ahead, though. Sending it over to you.
Stacy-Ann, thank you so much. 521 and a live look at the LIE right above the.
We're going to be really hungry and thirsty later on this afternoon because, not only do we have the heat, but we also are tracking showers and potential storms. So that's something that we're going to have for you, and it's going to be quite unsettled through the remainder of the week. So something we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Hungry, thirsty, and tired. That's the trifecta for me.
Grab a refresher and hit the road.
And hit the bed.
There you go.
Okay. And at 5:32, let's talk about the commute.
Of course, we are now with new moon phase. With that, there are some coastal concerns highlighted in green, as you can see, along the I-95 corridor. Now, southern Nassau, just minor, maybe a foot or so inundation is possible. Middlesex, Monmouth, Ocean counties included. Rain. Heavy downpours, the potential for hail. Again, 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Picking up some roads to the 80s today across much of the area. We're also tracking showers and storms. It looks like a great chance of that holding up mainly north and west of the city and even southwest of the city. So here's a break.
At home teams doing fantastic. Man, we love to see it. All right, on this Hump Day Wednesday, let's get a look at our weather and traffic.
Alex Lee checking on the roads for you in just a moment. But first, let's head over to meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden.
Not only did we have a double win, I'm reminded by Ian, our floor director, we had a triple. The Rangers.
The Rangers.
There you go.
Cannot forget the Rangers.
Yes.
The Knicks
Trifecta.
tonight. Fingers crossed. All right, let's head on over to our baseball forecast. So the Yankees again playing the Astros, and first pitch getting underway, be around 82 degrees. Isolated shower, very small chance of that happening, but the threat is there because of all that, and it's going to get quite unstable. So showers and storms early this morning, hasn't really fired off yet, but it's starting to sneak in. Temperatures on the way beyond this point. So it looks like embedded in this system, some heavy downpours across Sullivan, eventually Ulster County. So it looks like that's holding up. The closer we are to the ocean, of course, along the South Shore, things may kind of become a little bit more stable. We're noticing evidence of that. But there could be some cells that embedded in this system that could really provide us with heavy downpours. A potential will be in that warm sector. You couple that with that southwesterly flow. We're tapping into that moisture from the Gulf as well as that heat. And this is what I'm talking about. That's why I like to have these wind particles up, just to give you an idea of that onshore flow. And that's what that's going to mean for a lot. Actually, more of that southwesterly flow, again, pumping in that warmer air, and then even day, and then warming up again early next week. Alex Lee with traffic for flow. But here is what I wanted to point your attention to. We're at a level 1, which means it's a marginal risk of severe weather. Isolated storms, maybe short-lived. There may be some gusty winds that could lead to some damage. 40 to 50 or even 60-mile-an-hour winds possible, and there could be some hail along with that. We'll have a closer look at that coming up. Sending it over to Alex Lee with traffic.
The Pixel